When you first open AutoCAD, there's several things that you have to do to set up the drawing. First, you'll need to find the menu bar, and if you click on the black triangle by the word drafting and annotation, mine is already set, but you'll see you need to show the menu bar, so you get an extra menu bar. And then the next thing you need to do is click on Format and Units to set your units. Right now they're set at decimal. We need to set them at architectural and make sure that inches is clicked right here. After that, you just hit OK. Now you need to set the limits. The sheet size right now is set at 1'9". To reset the sheet size, you have to go to Format, Drawing Limits, click Enter. The left corner of the sheet needs to always stay at 0,0, so you hit Enter, and then you'll put in, for instance, 50 feet, 50 feet, and click Enter. This now gives us a sheet size of 50 feet by 50 feet. However, AutoCAD still has the sheet size of 1'9" still listed, so we have to zoom, Z, enter, A, enter. We want to zoom off so that we see all of the sheet. Next, we want to load our layers in. So we'll type in script, hit enter, locate the script file. Mine is under my Spring tab right here, WKU layer script. Hit open, and you'll notice this will pop up showing you that the layers have been loaded. So you just hit escape to get rid of this, and then right here are all of your layers that were in the script file. If we want to add a new layer, we click Layer Properties.
These jackals and hyenas have just become her surrogate pack, and wherever she goes,
and you'll notice that, skip my layer manager, here we go. You'll notice that there is all of the layers that are in this drawing, and to add a new one, we will click the sheet of paper with the little yellow asterisk on it, and then type in, let's say we're missing an appliance layer, so A-appliances, and then we'll see that the layer is white, so let's change the color. We'll pick color 30 here, hit OK, and then you'll also notice that it's drawn on a continuous line, and that we need to change our line weight to the same line weight as the furniture layer, which is 0.8. So we'll click on Default here, and then select 0.08 and hit OK. So now we have added a new layer, A Appliances. So we're finished with this. We'll just click this off. Well, before I do that, I wanted to show you a few things about the layers Property Manager. It has every layer listed, and we can do several things to layers. We can turn a layer off and on, so click the light bulb and turn the layer off,
Solo is only
or we can
a wild dog
freeze
held
it.
back and surrounded by enemies.
We can lock it if you don't want someone to erase a layer that you've made, if you're sharing a drawing with someone. Of course, we know that each layer has a color. We can change the line types to a dash line, or there's several other line types we'll discuss later. And then right here you'll see a small printer icon. It tells you that this layer will print. There's only one layer in your layer script, your layers, that doesn't print, and that's the layer def points. And see, the printer icon is grayed out. So that's for things that you can draw, like construction lines, that you don't want to print. You also notice that this has a green check by it. That means that this is now the current layer. So to change to a new layer, you would click on, that'll click the 0 layer right here. And that makes it the current layer. So now let's click out of this. Okay, so we can draw geometry now. We've got it all set up. And we'll start by learning about the line command. If you click on line, which is right here in the draw panel, you can click on the screen first because you have to tell AutoCAD where to start. And then you can keep drawing lines. And it will draw lines until you tell it to stop. So to get it to stop, you hit the enter button. Okay, you'll notice that my lines are all at angles. I really don't have a straight line. In order to have a straight line, you have to click the ortho button, or F8. Ortho is right here. And once I click the ortho button, now I can only draw straight lines.
Spotted hyenas, like wild dogs, are social carnivores, living in family.
So if I wanted to, you can see, if I wanted to go down here, it's not going to let me. So now I'm drawing straight lines. And then I just hit enter to get done. This gives us an opportunity to learn about the erase command now. It's under the modify panel. It modifies geometry. So the erase button is on the top row. The icon looks like it has an eraser. And then you can click on individual lines. And see, now they dash, so you know that when you hit enter, these will go away. So you can click on individual lines, or you can click with a window. So if you go from right to left, whoops, you get a green box, and anything that's the green box touches will erase. If you go the left to right, you have to have the entire piece of geometry. See, it doesn't capture that. So the entire piece of geometry needs to be in the blue box. Now if I didn't want to erase this line, instead of hitting escape and starting all over again, I would hold the shift key and click on the geometry I want to keep. See, it takes it out of the subset now. It makes it a solid line. And then you'll just hit enter, and everything that you want to erase will be erased. Now, if you've decided that you didn't want to erase that, you can undo it by going up here at the top by the printer icon, and there's two arrows, a right arrow and a left arrow. The left arrow will undo, the right arrow will redo. You can only redo once. but you can undo into the beginning of the
Our
drawing.
hunting strategy is simple. First, sneak up unseen through the thick bush.
Okay, we're going to erase all of
And
this.
at 40 miles an hour, attack.
And make our screen clean again. So, if we have our ortho on,
Wild dogs always show
F8, or this icon right here, it looks like an L, we can draw a geometry at a distance. So if we go over here and click the line command, and we click on the screen first, and I'm going to drag my cursor to the right, and then I will, without clicking or anything, you want to put in 10 feet, enter. You move your cursor up to the top, then put in 10 feet, enter. Move your cursor to the left, 10 feet, enter. And then, whoops, that was only 1 foot, so I'm going to put in 9 foot, enter. Okay, now I can close the geometry by doing C, enter. And it closes, and I have a room that's 10 foot by 10 foot.
She's made new allies and thrived. But in
Okay.
this wilderness, a wild dog must
If I wanted to draw a bay window in
without a true pack of dogs.
and draw something at an angle, then I'd have to do it a little differently. So let's start with
It's been 3
line.
months since Solo teamed
I'm
up
going
with
to
the
click on the
Jackals. We're
screen
now especially busy.
in a second.
Dear pups,
Okay, click on the
we're
screen. I'm going to
fast,
drag
but
it
hungrier by the day.
10 feet, enter. Up 10 feet, enter. And now I want to start my bay. So I want a bit of a wall that's 2'7",
Unexpected way.
enter. Whoops. 2'7", enter. Now I'm going to start my bay. So if a circle is 180 degrees, if I wanted to start my angle wall going to the right, I would use 45. If I want to go to the left, I want to use 135. So I would put shift @ symbol, like you use for web address, 2 foot, shift, less than is beside the M, 135, enter. That starts my angle. Now for the top of the bay, I'm going to go 2 foot, enter. And now I want to go down to finish the bay, so that would be 225. So I would be at 2 foot, less than 225, enter. Now this side is 2'7", so the left side will be 2'7". So I'll put 2'7", enter. And then I want to close the geometry. I'll do C, enter. Now I have a room 10 foot by 10 foot, and now has a bay in it. So this is how you would draw angled lines.
Playtime over, it's time to get moving. But with bears, that's easier said than done.
All right, concludes this week's tutorial. I will see you next time.
New episode, Saturday at 10 on